Howdy. Hey, Mark Reedhouse here. Deeply appreciate my readers who followed my Tumbleweed sagas from the very first one as birthed in my imagination and rolled from the keys of my laptop. We got a lot of ground to cover today, not the least of which there's going to be the excitement November 22nd of the release by Defiance Press and Publishing of my anthology, Tumbleweed Tumblings, Western Tales in Verse. Grit, adventure, and passion are woven throughout the pages that will titillate your senses with aromas of gun smoke, trail dust, and bluebonnets. The short stories? Well, they're mostly backstories of the lives of the likes of Luke Dunn, Alyssa Corrigan, the Comanche chief Three Toes, Scarlet Rose, and other Tumbleweed Sagas characters. I'm hopeful that the anthology will draw current fans curious about Tumbleweed Sagas characters while motivating others to learn more by reading my sagas. But for you folks out there who've come to just a tad later to the series, I figure a sort of roadmap might help you navigate my Tumbleweed sagas. So y'all hang on tight now, because here it comes. So, series, well, they're nothing new to Western genre. No less than the famed Louis L'Amour and more recently C.J. Box have authored very successful book series, though I have to humbly demur from placing myself as up to their artistic level. But I'm trying. Thus far, 5 Tumbleweed sagas have been published by Defiance Press and made available in print, e-audio, and e-book. Each of the Tumbleweed sagas does stand on its own. Reading them chronologically, however, may tend to satisfy some folks' sense of order. Ultimately, there'll be 7 in the series, which leads me to try to tantalize y'all with the fact that Tumbleweed sagas are seeded throughout with clues as to the ultimate fate of Texas Ranger Luke Dunn. Oh, and I'm one of those nasty authors that leaves a loose end hanging at the close of each book to be resolved in the next. It's sort of like watching a TV miniseries. Throughout the sagas, I strive to craft engaging adventures featuring an ensemble of captivating characters that are woven into compellingly complex subplots while staying true to the Western story, which I view as America's story. I've explained from time to time why Nueces appears in each saga title. The word translates to nuts in Spanish, but it's descriptive of where the Tumbleweed sagas actually take place, on the vast prairies and gentle hills of the Texas Nueces Strip. The Strip's northern boundary is the Nueces River, and it empties into the Nueces Bay. The Strip stretches west to Laredo and south to the Rio Grande. Our Texas Ranger hero, well, he's based in Nueces Town, a place a little west of Corpus Christi that actually existed until becoming a ghost town after the railroad passed it by. Today you find a cemetery and a preserved one-room schoolhouse. Back to the roadmap I promised. Let's take a quick ride through the 5 Tumbleweed Saga series published to date. Nueces Justice is the first, and introduces Texas Ranger Luke Dunn. His exploits bringing lawbreakers to justice, his evolving friendship with the Comanche chief Three Toes, and romance with Alyssa. The second saga is Nueces Reprise, wherein we learn the fates of the thieving Carlos Perez and the Laredo whore Scarlet Rose, as Luke's and Alyssa's passions set the prairies ablaze. Paid killers seek to rid the Strip of Dunn's justice. Savages fight back against their certain demise. And new threats to justice emerge. Nueces Deceit is the third saga. And as the title applies, Luke Dunn is thrust into unraveling a scheme to defraud Texas and the U.S. Army while dealing with evil characters sent to eliminate him. Now, the events in Texas leading up to the war between the states are woven through the 4th Tumbleweed saga, Nueces Blood. And the 5th saga, Nueces Grit, which came out back last December, absorbs us in the events and accompanying dynamics sweeping South Texas during the early years of the war between the states. War brings a new dimension to the dangers lurking at every turn for Luke Dunn. Gritty, tough, it's part and parcel to life as lawman and as rancher. Just about anywhere he rides, death could be reaching for the saddle rank for his rank. Now that's about it in a nutshell. Of course, you all must buy the books to learn everything that happens. I've also got a handful of manuscripts, including the final two Tumbleweed sagas, pretty much ready for prime time. I deeply appreciate those of you who have bought and read my Tumbleweed sagas, and if you found yourself caught up in the sagas, you'll find my latest release, Tumbleweed Tumblings, will draw you in. I also urge y'all to experience Nicholas Dunn, The Making of a Texas Legend, the biography I wrote about the life of my great-great-grandfather, a true Texan, who immigrated from Ireland and became legendary in helping tame the Nueces Strip. Tumbleweed Tumblings, Western Tales in Verse, and all of my books from Defiance Press and Publishing are available online from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and most popular online booksellers. Meanwhile, I urge you to find yourself a comfy place and let your imagination come alive, reliving America's Old West through the Tumbleweed Tumblings and my Tumbleweed Sagas. You don't even need spurs or saddle. Heck, enjoy a cup of coffee or even sip a glass of wine or something more potent. And if you truly do enjoy my books, I'd be mighty obliged if you'd please post a review. In any case, you all do take care. Happy trails.